With back-to-back OFSAA titles coached by Ed Price, the Stratford Central Rams 1988 and 1989 Senior Boys Volleyball teams were both provincial high school champions.
I've definitely never seen volleyball played like that before. I mean, growing up, I played some high school volleyball myself, and this was a totally different game than what was played during the 70s and even the early 80s. They just took it to a whole other level, and I think when you look back historically now and what it's been 25 years later or something like that, you just realize how good that team was, because I don't think they even play volleyball like that in the high schools today, a lot of teams, because they just don't have the depth of talent that they had on those teams.
The 1988 squad won OFSAA AA on their home court, becoming the first male team at Central to win an OFSAA title. They didn't lose a game in the tournament. In fact, they never surrendered more than 7 points in any game.
We were best friends, and we lived and breathed together. We hung out together, and that rhythm we had together, that friendship, just translated onto the court. I mean, it's true. I remember Mr. Garner and others would say that when we played, we sort of knew each other's thoughts a little bit, and that's very true. We just loved playing on and off the court, and that's so rare in life, let alone sport or anything. But I still use it, in my world, because the best casts or plays I've been a part of, and nothing's ever reached that height, but that sense of camaraderie on and off the court or stage is a recipe for success.
The following year, the 1989 team declared themselves AAA, the highest category in 1989, and won that OFSAA title, losing only one match all season, 71-1 overall.
When we were in our AAA year, Ed made the decision to split our team up and go to 2 different tournaments. So we took our 12-player team, divided in half, took a couple of junior players from the junior team just to make up the complement, so that everybody could A, have playing time, and B, just to kind of see where we're at. And it was really exciting because the tournament, we went to a tournament in London and in Chatham, and we won them both with half our team. Or sorry, I shouldn't say with half our team, with half of the starting unit. We won both tournaments, and it was so exciting. It was before the area, sorry, not the area, but it was before the advent of cell phones, so there was no communication back and forth, and we just couldn't wait to get back and tell the other guys, hey, check out these gold medals, right? And they got back and said, hey, no, check out these gold medals, right? And so that just kind of showed you, and we beat the AA OFSAA team that year in one of the tournaments, and in the other tournament, the other team beat the silver medalist for the AA. So that just proved to us that, we're in a different league, and we want to play with the big boys, and let's go.
Ed Price, he always had energy. He always had energy for us to get us enthused with the sport. As I said, in our beginning years, we were really new to the sport. We were probably decent athletes, but had so much to learn. And Ed, you could tell, just loved volleyball and loved spending time teaching us. He made our practices fun. He put in all the hours to get us to do what we needed to do. He put up with so much stuff I can't only imagine, but good for him. And at the end of the day, I hope it was as good for Ed as it was for us, because at the end of the day, I know one of my memories is driving back from after we won our OFSAA championship, and Ed was driving I think it was a big van we were all in, and the song "We Are the Champions" came on the radio, and all the guys were goofing around in the back, and I look up and there's Ed just bawling his eyes out driving, and he almost had to pull over, I think, but it was at that point I think, gosh, it meant something to him as well. So good for Ed. He put a lot of work into it.
The 1989 Senior Boys Volleyball Team later traveled to Europe together to represent both OFSAA and Canada at the International Sports Federation World High School Volleyball Championships in the Netherlands.
I don't know if everybody realizes not only the commitment that our coach put into it, because he really went all in for that, but like even our friends and family, when you're playing 6 days a week, sometimes they're making a lot of changes to the weekend plans and to accommodate, and driving, dropping off, picking up, and as a parent now, I appreciate that a lot, and I appreciate how Ed got a bunch of teenagers to kind of do what he wanted and work together and work independently. Like, you don't really realize what a chore that is alone, never mind all the drills and getting you to actually to do the drill properly, just to work together and show up on time and do all that stuff. Because now as a parent, for me too, I realized that was amazing in itself for him to get everything so organized and get all us guys clicking together like that. So, but yeah, there's a lot more to it than just what you ended up seeing on the court, obviously. But yeah, and all fun too. So a lot of good.
When these guys came up to as a group of grade 11s, they had spent 2 years obviously in junior under Pete Rice, and for a team of almost all grade 11s to be able to compete and win a bronze medal at OFSAA, that doesn't happen in just one season of senior volleyball. That has to do with the foundation and the fundamentals that they learned through grade 9 and grade 10 in the junior program. And Pete, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best coaches I've ever seen, and he certainly develops his team very well. So a lot of the credit of how we did goes to Pete. They were an outstanding group of individuals, not only as very good classroom academics. They were best friends. They never got down on each other. They worked. They would do anything I asked them in terms of practice. We had some of the toughest practices, even as tough or tougher than I ran at university, and they were there the whole time. We had a rule that 3 strikes and you're out, so miss 3 practices or 3 of anything, unless it was for illness or academic reasons, you were gone. And I don't think we even came close to having anyone miss 3 of anything in all that time. So they were just an outstanding group. They pushed each other, they pushed me. They made me find ways to make them better because they were so gifted as athletes that you couldn't do the same things over and over again. By grade 13 in '89, we were doing things that most university teams weren't doing in terms of blocking techniques, in terms of defense, etc. They just kept pushing me, and they pushed each other. They were phenomenal.